There is a corner of existence untouched by maps, unwritten in calendars, and unknown to clocks. At least, the clocks you've seen. It is a place where time does not pass. It waits, patient and attentive. A place reached not by roads or rails, but by drifting, exactly as you are drifting now. In the next moments, you will arrive there, not as a traveler, but as the one being awaited. For in this place, there hangs a clock without hands, and it has been keeping perfect time for you. You've just crossed the boundary into the Twilight Zone. You are drifting now, not falling asleep, not waking, simply moving through a space that isn't measured by distance. There's a corner of existence, untouched by maps, unwritten in calendars, and unknown to clocks, at least the clocks you've seen. It is a place where time does not pass. It waits, patient, attentive, listening. You reach it not by roads or rails, but by the quiet that gathers between two thoughts. And if you're hearing my voice, you've already crossed the threshold. Here, a street with no name stretches under a sky that refuses to choose a color. Windows are open, but no one leans out. Doors are closed, but none are locked. The air is still, not cold, not warm, simply aware. At the center of the street there hangs a clock. It is not bolted to brick or beam. It needs no chain, no post, no roof. It is simply there the way a memory is there. Weightless, precise, impossible to misplace. You will search its face for the certainty you were taught to recognize. The minute hand, the hour hand, the number that says now. You will find none of them. And yet, it keeps perfect time. Not the time you measure, but the time that measures you. You have arrived not as a tourist, but as the appointment. You are what this place expected, and if expectation could speak, it would sound exactly like this. There are corridors of seconds and hallways of hours, but they do not lead away from you. They lead toward you, the way the horizon leads toward evening. In a moment, you will step closer, not because your feet move, but because the world does. The clock will seem to approach you, its glow brightening, its sound becoming round and near. If you feel seen, that is correct. If you feel remembered, that is also correct. For this district lies outside ordinary hours, where waiting is a compass and attention is a clock. The latitude is silence. The longitude is wonder. You are here. There are places people visit, and places that visit people. This is the latter. It has found you by the shape of your listening, by the weight of your days, by the light your thoughts cast when no one is watching. It has kept a record, patiently, faithfully, in a ledger without ink or paper. And now it opens to a fresh page. The street does not stretch far in either direction, yet walking it feels endless. Each step carries you deeper into a stillness that seems to grow heavier and softer at the same time. The buildings here are close, their facades familiar in shape but impossible to place. Some are brick, worn and warm in tone. Others are smooth as if carved from a single block of stone. None of them show signs of age or use, yet they are not new. They are simply present. Shadows cling to the edges of the structures, stretching in ways that do not match the sky. Some bend toward you as you pass. tapering into long fingers across the ground. Others seem to withdraw, curling into themselves like a retreating tide. The street under your feet is neither cobblestone nor asphalt, but something between, smooth enough to walk without sound, textured enough to catch the faintest echoes of your steps. The air carries no scent you can name, yet it is far from empty. It is thick with the impression of weather, as though a storm once stood here and decided never to leave. A faint pressure rests against your skin, not unpleasant, just enough to remind you that you are being noticed. Even the light feels aware, shifting subtly in tone from silver to gold without ever changing its brightness. Somewhere ahead, you hear it again, the ticking. It is slow, deliberate, and patient. It does not rush. It does not wait. The sound seems to come from everywhere at once. Above you, behind you, within you. And with every tick, you feel something slip from your thoughts. A list of things you meant to do. A conversation you wish had gone differently. The memory of a name you almost remembered. You pass a narrow alley between two buildings. It is only a few feet wide, yet when you glance down it, it stretches endlessly into darkness. From within, you hear a faint sound, perhaps the creak of wood, perhaps a breath. You keep walking, but the alley follows you in the corner of your vision, as though it has turned to face the street. The ticking grows louder. It begins to take on texture, the way a voice does when it speaks in a quiet room. You start to sense shape in the sound, as though each tick holds the outline of something unseen. The air ahead of you shimmers faintly, the way heat rises from summer pavement. But there is no heat here. The shimmer sways gently, and you realize you are looking at it. The clock. It hangs in the center of the street, suspended in the air without chain or support. It is larger than you imagined, yet not imposing. The face is smooth, unmarked by numbers or symbols. No hands move across it, yet you can feel its rhythm like a pulse just under your skin. The glow that surrounds it is steady but alive, breathing in slow cycles, as if matching your own. You take another step forward, and the street behind you fades from your mind. There is only this place, this air, this sound. And now, there is only the clock. The clock hangs before you, motionless in form, yet alive in presence. Its surface is a muted gold, though it shifts as you watch. Bronze in one breath, silver in the next, always catching the light that has no source. The absence of hands should make it silent. Yet the ticking is stronger here, fuller. Each sound seems to ripple outward, folding into the air like drops in a still pond. You stand still, and for a moment the world seems to lean toward you. The buildings bow imperceptibly. The street narrows in your peripheral vision, guiding you forward without touch. The glow from the clock deepens, and with it comes a low vibration in the air, almost below hearing. You feel it in your chest before you recognize it as sound. Then it happens. 3 slow knocks. Hollow, deliberate. They come from somewhere behind you, no. Inside the space around you. The sound is not sharp or startling. It is soft-edged, like a hand brushing against a door that hasn't been opened in years. You do not turn. Some part of you knows there would be nothing to see. The ticking slows. Each beat now has a pause that feels long enough to hold an entire thought. In the quiet between them, you realize the knocks have not stopped. They are slower now, more distant, as if retreating down a hallway that doesn't exist on this street. The sound fades, but the sense of being addressed remains. You take another step toward the clock. Its face reflects nothing, yet you have the uncanny impression it is showing you something. Not an image, but a weight, an awareness of all the time you've carried, all the hours you've spent without noticing. You understand, without words, that the clock has been keeping track of these moments. Not the hours marked on calendars or the seconds counted by watches. Something else. Entirely. The street's air stills completely. The ticking ceases. The glow remains, but the sound is gone. In this sudden silence, you feel the world pause. Not the kind of pause where things wait to begin again, but a pause where nothing needs to move at all. Your breath slows. The light seems to hold itself in place. For the first time, you are aware of the stillness between moments, the invisible space that holds everything together. And in that space, you realize something extraordinary. The clock has not stopped. It is still measuring. Just not in a way you can hear. The silence lingers, as if the world is holding its breath. Then, slowly, the ticking returns. Not the quick, deliberate rhythm you heard before, but something slower, deeper, heavier. Each tick resonates through you, as though it has traveled a great distance to reach your ears. You feel it in your ribs, in the palms of your hands, in the way your own heartbeat starts to match it. The glow of the clock intensifies, not abruptly, but in a slow gathering, like clouds collecting light from a hidden sun. It swells at the center of the clock face, a soft radiance that hums without sound. At first, it's only a faint suggestion, but then you see them, two lines taking shape where there were none before. They are not made of metal, nor painted on glass. They are woven from threads of something far more delicate. At first, you think they are beams of light. Then you realize they are moments. One thread holds the color of a quiet afternoon when you were young. Sunlight falling across a floor you haven't seen in years. Another glimmers faintly with the memory of a choice you made without speaking. One that altered the path ahead of you in ways you never recognized until now. Some threads are bright and warm, pulsing like embers. Others are dim, their glow soft and mournful, carrying the weight of hours you let pass unnoticed. As more threads appear, they stretch outward from the center, forming the hands of the clock. They do not move, yet they feel alive, breathing, shifting ever so slightly, as though they are aware of your gaze. You realize that every hand of this clock, past and present, has been built from the moments of those who have stood here before you. And now, your moments are part of it too. You step closer, and the light of the threads brushes your skin. It doesn't burn. It feels like touching the surface of still water, cool and smooth, with something vast just beneath. In that touch, memories stir. The sound of your name spoken in a voice you will never hear again. The weight of a key in your pocket on a night when the door it belonged to could no longer be opened. A smile you gave without thinking, that someone else carried for the rest of their life. The ticking slows even more. Now, each beat feels like a door opening somewhere in the distance. You don't hear the hinges, but you know something has shifted. And then, 3 slow knocks. They're close this time. Solid, measured. The sound is warm in tone, but undeniable in its presence. You can't tell if they come from behind you, above you, or from inside the clock itself. The glow around the hands of light seems to pulse with the rhythm of the knocks, as though the two sounds share the same heartbeat. You stand perfectly still, waiting for them to repeat. They don't. Instead, the air thickens around you, the way it does before rain. The threads of the clock's hands grow brighter, their glow so intense it softens everything else. The buildings, the street, even the air begins to fade. You are no longer in front of the clock. You are within it. The space here is vast, though there are no walls, no ceiling. The hands of light stretch away from you in every direction, some thin as strands of hair, others wide enough to walk upon. They twist and weave in impossible patterns, crossing and recrossing in ways your mind can't fully follow. Each one hums with the moment it contains, a faint vibration you can feel in your fingertips when you reach toward it. Some hum quickly, the rhythm of laughter, of hurried footsteps, of breathless joy. Others hum slowly, the long exhale of sorrow, the quiet patience of waiting. Each thread is a fragment of life, suspended here as though it has been caught in the web of something eternal. You reach out to touch one. The instant your skin meets its light, your vision fills with a scene so vivid it steals your breath. You are standing at a train station you've never been to, watching someone you've never met board a train you've never seen before. And yet, you know exactly how they feel, and exactly how the moment will end. The thread slips from your fingers, and the vision fades. Another thread draws your eye. This one is faint and silver, almost too dim to see. When you touch it, you are in a room lit only by a single candle. There is no one else there, yet you can feel the weight of someone's absence pressing in on you. You release the thread quickly, and the glow of the clock's center calls you back. You understand, without needing to be told. These are not just your moments. They are all moments. Every choice, every glance, every held breath, woven together to mark the passage of a time that belongs to more than just one person. And somewhere among them, the moments that make up your life are already fixed in place. The light of the threads begins to shift, drawing back toward the center of the clock. One by one, the moments release you, their vibrations fading until there is only the slow, steady tick once more. You are no longer standing within the web of light. The street has returned around you, quiet and still beneath the unchanging sky. The clock hangs exactly where it was before, yet it feels different now. Or perhaps it is you who has changed. You know what it holds. You know what it has seen. And you know that somewhere among its endless hands of light, your moments are now part of its measure. There is one last knock, a single deliberate sound from directly in front of you, as if the clock itself has spoken. It is not a warning. It is not an invitation. It is simply an acknowledgement. One keeper of time recognizing another. You take a step back. The glow around the clock softens, dimming until it is no more than a faint halo in the still air. The ticking grows distant, not because it is slowed, but because you are already moving away from it. Each step carries you further down the street, yet the sense of being observed remains. Soon the buildings fade from view. The street dissolves into a place you can no longer picture, and then into nothing at all. You are aware of the air around you again, of the familiar rhythm of your own breathing. But the sound of the clock, the deep, patient tick, lingers faintly in the back of your mind, like a thought you cannot unhear. One day, you will hear the knocking again. One day, without planning to, you will find yourself on that same nameless street. And when you do, the clock will still be there, waiting, measuring without hands, keeping perfect time for you. And when it decides to stop, it will not be late, it will not be early. It will arrive precisely on time in the Twilight Zone.